Well, I think it does depend a little bit on personnel, and you know, of course, 29. Of course, their jack linebacker is an incredible player, but they've got the right guy where he's supposed to be, and they got 6 in there, and he's a huge man and athletic, and so you know, we've got to try to figure out a way to move him.
And, you know, I know Akron is not Florida, but it looked like you guys started hitting some things in the run game last week more consistently. Just to kind of evaluate that.
Well, I think we're getting a little more physical as it goes on, which means we're getting a little more comfortable with each other and things of that nature. We still have to get better, you know, on short yardage. There's still a lot of things we've got to improve on, but for the most part, I think we're getting better across the board, and we've played 7 guys. I think all 7 of them played pretty well, and so, yeah, I think our depth is getting a little bit better. I think we're getting a little bit better and a little more confident. We're going to need it going into this week.
What makes Jarvis Jones such a spectacular player?
He's athletic. I mean, you know, finishes things, plays hard. He's got it. You know, I don't know how he's got great balance, you know, seems to understand everything about his responsibility and all the things. I mean, he's a good guy to flush people flush to him. I mean, he understands the whole scheme. He's a very smart player, very instinctive.
Is he a guy that you have to account for on every play?
Every play.
Somebody.
Or he'll wreck your games. You'll come home losing. I mean, and our kids know that, our staff know, everybody knows it. If we don't account for him, we're in big trouble.
Does that change the way you scheme, having a guy like that?
Well,
that disruptive?
You scheme knowing where he is, I'll say that. I mean, now, they do a great job because they move him I mean, he's all over the place. So we got to figure out we got to figure out as fast as we can where they're going to put him this particular week.
Coach, talk about the importance of being balanced against these guys so they can't just pin their ears back.
Well, I think we struggled a little bit with that maybe a year ago. Is from what what I understand about through watching the game, and we don't want to let them guys just pin their ears back and call every blitz they got in their playbook, you know, without the threat of us hitting them for a big run. So I think it's real important, and we're going to go in the game. We're going to try to be balanced, and if we can, our chances are going to be a lot better.
And I know you got some veterans up there, but any concerns or qualms about going on the road, this kind of environment for the first time this season?
Well, I don't think so. Obviously, we have to control the noise. We have to control crowd noise, and we know. I've never been there, but I'm sure it's going to be one of the loudest stadiums in the country, and so. We've worked on it, and we're going to work on it again tomorrow, and I think we'll be ready for that part of it. We had, obviously when we went into the Dome, we knew the Dome was going to be loud. Certainly, I don't think it'll be close to what Georgia will be, but we've been working on crowd noise.
Sam, I apologize if you've been asked, but Jenkins seems he's going to be right up on James all night. Just what's the challenge with him?
Well, he's just huge, and then when he gets tired, they bring in a guy, Kwame, that's bigger than him, so. We got to help him. I mean, we can't expect for James to go block that guy one-on-one. So we've got to devise some schemes where we're doubling him, and where we can try to get him on the ground some. So we think we've got a good idea, but until you get there, and the kid is just unbelievably powerful, and so we're gonna have to get 2 on him.
Does it help at all that you guys have been going against McCullers, for a lot of camp? Does it help? Is that any?
I think that's the very first thing that came to my mind when we started watching film on Georgia was, thank God for Dan McCullers. That we felt that kind of physical mountain. Because they've got 2 of them, and when they go field goal team, they put them both right there over one guy. I mean, that's a lot of weight. So they're a different team than Florida, this, that, and other, but. They both are very similar in that they have great talent. Georgia's just super big, and so we're going to have to use some schemes that where we can get 2-on-1s and kind of double up a little bit more than what we have.
How do you feel that's the way your pass protection has been so far? So you're only giving up 3 sacks. I mean, do you feel it's been satisfactory? Or?
I think it's been okay. Obviously we got the quarterback hit too much last week, but I think we've been okay. You know, we held up pretty good against a pretty good Florida, real good Florida front, and I think anytime you got 2 or 3 sacks after 4 games, you have to be pretty pleased. There's a lot that goes into that. Tyler gets rid of the ball. The backs have been doing a good job. Tight ends. So, but yeah, I think we're pretty pleased with whatever sack coming we have right now.
We've seen Tiny with some penalties and some missed assignments, that kind of thing, the first few games. Is he starting to settle in a little bit more now, 4 games into it?
Well, I think he's better than what he was, but until we get him where he's not hurting us when he's making those type of mistakes, you know, he ain't going to be there yet. So I think he's better. You know, I know this. He graded out the highest of anybody we had with those mistakes last week. So once he's doing that, he's playing really well. If he just quit the jumping and a couple of missed assignments that he's having, I think he'd be one great player. He just got to keep working at it.